Everybody, how you doing? Mikey's back with a dip review. This is the last can that I have yet to crack open of Derringer. One of our subscribers was kind enough to source some of this for me and get it because I cannot find it anywhere. As far as I can tell on their website, it is not sold anywhere within 500-600 miles of me. So, thank you very much, Troy. Appreciate it. This is Derringer, natural. This is their fine cut, I believe. Yep, fine cut, premium moist tobacco. It's not moist snuff. It says moist tobacco. Yeah, with the famous firearm and the bullet hole and the Surgeon General's warning. On the side, we have various bits of information with a warning label. Fine cut, your branding with the said bullet hole, natural, fine cut, and a UPC. And what is that? Oh, that's a bit of tobacco leaf stuck to the thing there. And sale only allowed in the United States. CN Smokeless Company, LLC in Grover, North Carolina. Made in the USA from 100% imported tobacco. There is nothing American about this tobacco. 100% imported. Alrighty, plastic can, plastic lid. And gonna have to break out the hardware once again. Always have hardware handy. Comes in here. Now I've had not so good luck with Derringer products. Quite frankly, none of them are really wowing me. A couple of them are rather disgusting. But I'm holding out hope that the natural variety of this, the natural version, will be better than all the flavored stuff. Okay. This barely smells like a natural. I'm not sure what it smells like. Oh, there we go. I got a whiff of natural. You just gotta move the can around under your nose. Okay, and this is definitely a fine cut. There's your money shot. If I can get some light on it there. Come on. There we go. There we go. Nice coffee ground consistency we're looking at. Yeah. Now the can is made in the USA. The contents are not. And this actually has some kind of a date code on it. Which, yeah, this is on the edge of its freshness date if I'm reading it correctly. So, yeah, now that I've closed it and reopened it, I'm getting more of a naturalish smell. Guess it had to get some air. I don't know. But yeah, it's not a very strong natural tobacco flavor, but it is there. Oh, it's extremely moist. Extremely moist. Very moist. Very moist and fine cuts in me. Here we go. This is sweet. This is a sweet natural. That's why I wasn't probably picking up too much of the natural tobacco smokiness, because this definitely has a sweet note. Getting some salt, but mainly sweet. Bit of bitterness to the aftertaste here. Yeah, it's but yeah, it's definitely got a sweet note to it. Sweet and salty. A little bit of tobacco in there. Maybe that's what I'm picking up. It's kind of hard to say. It's different. Not what I would call smoky. Not by a long shot. Yeah, it's just sweet, salty. A little bit. There's a little bit of a burn going on there. Not much in the way of salty. The salty aspects died down really quick. Yeah, didn't take long at all. But yeah, it definitely has a sweet note. This definitely is a sweet natural, not a natural natural. If I had to compare this to anything, Copenhagen Southern Blend, the economy version. It's got that sweet natural thing going on, but it's missing that smoky dark fired after, that dark fire undertone that you catch from like Copenhagen Southern Blend. But yeah, this is, it's not bad. It's not what I was expecting, but it's not bad. This doesn't have that chemical aftertaste that some of their flavored stuff did. Like the mint and the wintergreen, they had that artificialness to them. This one, not so much. It's more, yeah, it's almost tea-like. Almost tea-like in its flavor. Between the tobacco and the sweetness is giving more tea notes, sweet tea notes, than natural tobacco. All in all, this is probably my favorite out of the Derringers. It's not saying much. Not saying much at all. But yeah, this would be my favorite. Because it doesn't have that artificial flavoring aftertone to it. If the sweetness was dialed up a bit more, it probably would. I'm willing to bet. But it's toned down just enough to let some of the tobacco kind of come forward a little bit. And it blends into where it's almost giving a tea-like, a sweet tea type experience, rather than a natural tobacco experience, if you can understand what I'm saying. But yeah, holding together actually fairly well for a fine cut. Even with my talking and stuff, it's still sitting there. It's flattened out a little bit, but it's not traveling. But this is an incredibly moist. Did it stain my fingers? Yeah, almost. Almost stained my fingers when I pinched it. But very moist. Very sweet for a natural, but not over the top sweet, so that natural tobacco kind of blends with it. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised how well it's holding together, especially for a fine cut. It's just sitting right there, right where I put it. A little bit has traveled over here, but it's not creeping up on me yet. But yeah, all in all, can't really complain about this one a whole lot, except it's higher on the sweet than I was expecting. I was expecting more of a dark fire natural tobacco, and this is more like a sweet, not so fired tobacco. But as far as the Derringer offerings have gone, from the ones I've tried, this one's not bad at all. Not bad. And actually the sweetness is kind of dying down a little bit, and I am getting some tobacco flavor. The tobacco flavor is kind of creeping out a little bit more as time goes on. And I'm starting to get some floaters a little bit, but it's very manageable, not that bad. All in all, okay, Derringer, this has got to be the best one I tried of you. Still nothing absolutely earth-shattering and fantastic, but for the price, this stuff is pretty darn cheap. Their natural's not bad. So, there you go. Derringer, fine cut natural. Premium moist tobacco. They don't say moist snuff, it's moist tobacco. If you enjoy the content, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. When I get around to it, I'll throw some links down below. I do get a couple of bucks if anybody buys one of those snuff cups, and the links down below there, full disclosure. I think I make like $2. The rest of the links are just there for your perusement, if you wish. Yeah, all in all, yeah, sweetness and tobacco. Not a whole lot on the dark fire side of it. I think as the sweetness is fading a little bit, it's getting more tobacco flavored. That tobacco is starting to come through a little bit. There is a slight bitterness creeping up now as time goes on. I'm not sure how bitter that's going to get as that sweetness leaches out of there. But all in all, I gotta say this is probably the best of the Derringers I've tried. And like I say, that's not setting the bar very high, but it is what it is. Derringer Fine Cut Natural. If you can find it and you like a sweet natural, it might be worth checking out because it's dirt cheap. I think this was like $2 where Mr. Troy is from. You get those for a couple of bucks. Around here, my idea of cheap tobacco is just under $5. Might score $4.50 depending on where I go. Anyway, I will catch you all later. I'll continue to see how this goes. But quite honestly, I'm probably going to get it out of my mouth sometime in the next few minutes because, yeah, it's a fine cut. It's, yeah, whatever. Catch y'all later with another Snooze, Snuff, Dip, Chew, or alternate product review. Until then, y'all take care of yourselves.